Tom Pearce was the executive director of North Kent from 1990 to 2004. During a capital campaign to create more space for services, Tom found himself asking for funds at a time that seemed impossible to achieve. Please welcome Tom Pearce.
Claire has given me a near impossible task. She's asked me to be brief and clear. Being a former pastor, I've seldom been brief. And once I became a politician, I was no longer allowed to be clear. Claire's request was that I do some milestones. And because one of our executive directors, Marilyn Lind, has already seen one of those days and is up in glory, I've been asked to do a couple of her milestones first. And Claire, I just want you to know, I served with Marilyn. Marilyn was my friend. And Claire and Sandy, Marilyn would have loved you both. You've done such a wonderful job at the center. But Marilyn's milestones were, she took it from a very part-time, you saw the diagram that said 36 people were helped. She made it full-time. She found a property that Our Lady of Consolation was willing to donate. She found workers to build the first real North Kent Service Center. It's now called Kateri Lodge. And she made it what it is today. She added senior meals, was another. My milestones are, I struggled with this one. I'm just going to read you what I wrote to answer this question, to get Claire's okay for saying it. When I look back at my years as part of the North Kent Connect team, I haven't been able to come up with anything I could take even an ounce of credit for. When it came to all the decisions that needed to be made, God brought together some amazing men and women with the right stuff to be board members, offering their expertise and advice. I got to stop for just a moment because we talked about the building that we are now at. We were so crowded in Kateri Lodge, and we needed desperately to have a new place. And I kept sharing that with the board over and over again. And Claire wants me to point out one individual, and that is John Decker. The reason I'm pointing him out and not everyone else, because they were all valuable, but it was John Decker that gave me the swift kick I needed. And he finally told me one day, stop talking about it and let's get it done. And when we went to get it done, we were getting ready, everything was set, we were going to start on a Friday. In that week, 9/11 happened earlier. And I thought, oh no. All of our hearts, all of our resources were heading out east. But God showed up. When it was time for bricks to be laid and building materials acquired and the financing for a new center, God inspired business owners, corporations, foundations, and individuals to step up with everything that was needed. When we needed staff members and volunteers to oversee the ministry, God rallied an army of individuals who filled with compassion and each with the skills required to best serve our neighbors in need. Then last, when the center was running low on what we needed to help those we were committed to serve, God would motivate churches, schools, civic groups, businesses, and individuals to restock our shelves and keep our doors open. So to God be the glory for the amazing things that he has done by and for the North Kent community. for the 14 years that I had the privilege of being a part of its team. I wanted to tell you a story now, but I'm running out of time. So I'm going to give you the punchline of a great ancient fable. And the ancient fable ends with this statement. Somebody is lost, and the narrator says, "Where are you going?" And the guy says, "I have no idea." And the narrator asks an incredible question. If you don't know where you're going, how in the world are you going to know when you get there? And what I've loved about North Kent Connect is the simple fact that we know where we're going. We have known from day one what our direction is. And folks, it is a biblical model of what we need to do. If you want to look it up, it's found in Matthew 25, near the end of that chapter, where Jesus is gathering all those that are going to be with him, and he says to those on his right hand, "Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom which is prepared for you. For I was hungry, and he gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was a stranger, and you took me in. I was sick and in prison, and you visited me." And we on the right would look at him and say, "When did we see you in any of those things?" And his response would be this: "If you did it unto the weakest of those my children, you've done it unto me." That's been the destination all along. And what you're going to see and hear tonight, I am so proud of, because the destination has never changed, but the roadmap on how to get there has been maturing day after day, month after month, year after year. You're going to hear from a couple more incredible leaders, and each of us were able to build. I was able to build on what Marilyn started. Sandy was able to build on what I started. And Claire is building it beyond that. And who knows how much more she's going to do. But the reality is, praise God for all of it. And praise God for you, that God has touched you in some way to motivate you to be a part of this, whether as a staff member, as a board member, as a volunteer, as a contributor, whatever brought you here tonight. God bless you for that. And may the next 50 years we see the destination never change, but the roadmap mature even more.